Hello everyone and welcome to the Ramble Scramble podcast. I am your host, Frank the GaminTank, and welcome to the second episode, I guess. This is gonna be, I don't know, basically no real intro because I'm gonna try and make this a much more condensed version of the podcast for a few reasons, one of them being that my laptop is about to die out. So anyways, with that horrible intro monologue thingy of mine, welcome to the show. Now, I guess we can get to the one thing, content that has gone up recently. I can't believe I didn't bring this up last week, but I'm actually a part of a two-person streaming channel called Dynamite Kick, and what we do is that every Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on twitch.tv/DynamiteKick, it is myself and my older brother, and we are going through games that are on our Xbox One, because as of right now, that's where we can stream, and it's so far so good. And in the past week, I have streamed, I've streamed Destiny Crucible, which went up on the Dynamite Kick channel, that was highlighted and put on the YouTube archive stream channel that we have set up. Also, I'm playing through Sonic the Hedgehog 2. For a lot of it, I'm seeing it for the very first time, because I only made it up to around Casino Night. I keep calling it so many different things. Even on stream, I kept calling it Casinopolis because I'm thinking of, I believe, Sonic Heroes. But anyways, a highlight went up on my channel that is basically there to promote Dynamite Kick, our streaming show. It's a 4-hour block. It's 2 hours of myself playing and 2 hours of my older brother playing. He has been in one of my videos before. I believe it was the Neo Geo Dude versus Sega Genesect Pokemon Showdown video. That was a pretty good video. I'm just going to say I liked it, only because I had to come back in the end. And then the video led to his, which he did better. So, Dynamite Kick, every Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Whatever your time zone is, just go accordingly to just convert it to whatever it is. You know, I'm pretty sure you can figure this stuff out. Aside from that, I actually finally got around to playing more of Classic Mario World, the magical, there's a C word at the end of it, I believe it's crystals, the magical crystals, that's what it is. I finally recorded and posted up, and it's there, and it's been there for a day, so if you are subscribed to the channel, then that may or may not have shown up in your sub box, and I made it an extended episode because it's been a while, so I made it about 30 minutes long, did a couple levels. I did mess up a few times, but you know what? It felt good going back to that game, although I am going to have to go and play Super Mario World so I can get adjusted to how the game is, because I haven't played Super Mario World in a long time. So yes, the Sonic 2 highlight from Dynamite Kick, Classic Mario World, The Magical Crystals Part 3, and I have for sure it is done. It is on my editing software. It's just waiting to be exported. I just need an entire day for it. That is Pokemon Outlaw Nuzlocke episode 2-3. Why I say 2-3 is because my original run didn't go so well, and I lost in the very first battle. Like the very first battle after, actually, the second battle actually. And I know it's like you don't start the Nuzlocke until you get Pokeballs, but I start the Nuzlocke instantly. Like the moment I lose, it's done. It's over. Nothing after that. Unfortunately, I thought the game was too interesting to play. Pokemon Outlaw is an interesting little ROM hack that I found on the Pokemon Community Forums. The Poke Community Forums. There we go. Poke Community, wonderful website full of just a bunch of Pokemon trainers. Pokemon fans. Pokemon trainers. Just a bunch of them. And if you like Pokemon, PokeCommunity.com, that's where you're going to find them. So I found it in the ROM hack section, and it's pretty cool, and I like it. The game's kind of funny. By kind of, I mean it really is funny. There's some funny moments in the ROM hack, in the video itself, especially in 2-3. There's some pretty funny bits in there, so go ahead and check that out when it goes live. For updates on that, youtube.com/superfrankplace, or follow me on Twitter at GaminTank or Facebook, facebook.com/GaminTank. You'll be able to find any of that stuff and any updates, and if you want to chat, that's a thing. Again, I want to give a huge shout out to 74 Tips for the amazing intro music and the outro music to this podcast. If you're listening to this, I'm pretty sure this would have taken a hell of a lot longer to get put together if it wasn't for your help. So thank you very much. So now, let's get on to the news. The very first one is, let's talk about some DRM stuff. And it's nothing too bad. Apparently there's a recent advancement in DRM technology has allowed many AAA titles to basically go uncracked. In other words, pirates can't go into this game, get a cracked file, a cracked version of it, and then just put it up on your whatever torrent site you're on. I do not condone piracy. Support the publishers, support the developers, support them. So, this is awesome. I don't know why I'm stuttering. This is awesome. Oh, damn. You know what? I should probably bring this up. I'll bring it up later. Anyways, I guess because with a lot of the PC games, they've been, a lot of them, you get a cracked version as soon as the game's out. As soon as the game's out, you find it on your local torrent site, wherever you go. I don't care. Please do not involve me into this. Fortunately, I mean, if something like this is great, that's awesome. They're claiming, according to a cracking group, a group of people who just go and crack a title for a game and then just give it out to people, that the latest games have been too difficult to basically make a crack of it as soon as it comes out. That's awesome. Take that, alright? I mean, they do say, yes, this game can be compromised, you can make a cracked version of it, but you can't get it as fast, or it won't be as simple. So basically, you're not going to get it that easily. So, point one for developers. Let's move on to other things, such as, games that do actually have, what is it that I am thinking of? Some of the games that actually have this newer version, this latest DRM tech is, well, I see EA games with it, FIFA 15, Dragon Age Inquisition, and, I mean, it just means that it'll take much longer for it, and the recently released Just Cause 3, so those are games that, man, I mean, with games like Just Cause 3 and FIFA 16, there is no crack version of it. That's awesome. That was the worst telling of a news story ever. I apologize. So let's get on to some other questionably, possibly, yes, I'm pretty sure it is illegal kind of thing, but not so much as in where you'll get in trouble. This thing will get pulled down because it's basically a scam. So, for those of you who may have seen a Reddit post, there is a quote-unquote sequel to the Minecraft Pocket Edition. Technically, according to this, an app went up called Minecraft Pocket Edition 2 and actually became the 5th highest rated app on the Apple Store, which means, goodness, do they not know how to... They don't know how to go through that. Honestly, I have my own gripes with the App Store, with a lot of games that aren't that great. I mean, I have a bought X-Men Arcade on the app, through the App Store that just, I believe on either an iPod or an iPhone, after a certain update, it just crashed so much. It's like, you know what, I spent $1 on this, and this was worthless. Luckily, they did find it eventually. And this is funny because this is how ridiculous this is. The developer is listed as Scott Cawthorn, which I guess it's like a parody kind of name of the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, Scott Cawthon. Cawthon? Yeah, Cawthon. Okay. Basically, you... okay, this is what the article is saying. Funnily enough, the game claiming to be a sequel to Minecraft Pocket Edition isn't even similar to the original game. It is a top-down swipe game featuring Scorpion from Mortal Kombat being attacked by zombies. You know what? I've actually seen games like games that are this stupid that they take something that will I don't know. It's I have my gripes with the App Store. Let's leave it at that, because I saw a fake Legend of Zelda game where you play as Link, you navigate this grid-like area, and you just stab Octoroks. And it's stupid. And you have to swipe to stab in the direction you want to go. You tap to where you go and you swipe to hit them. Luckily, this Minecraft Pocket Edition 2 has been pulled. Thankfully, let's move on to the next one. How about the Oculus Rift? The Oculus Rift pre-order for it came out recently, and it is going to be priced at, well, $600 US. I cannot read my currency right, so I'm gonna say 499 pounds. If I'm not right on this, please correct me. And 699 euros. Basically, it is expensive, but then again, it's new tech, so the things that you will get for this. Besides, this thing will be released, is said to be released in March, and is one per customer, the way they did that. Good on them. Very, very good on them for one per customer, because these scalpers are annoying. Anyways, things you will receive. The Oculus remote. The cables required for it. An Xbox One controller, and a sensor. It'll also ship with an adapter, so the Xbox One controller can be used on Windows 10 and will have the ability to stream Xbox One games to the headset. So, does that mean these games are going to get headsets, VR? No, actually, no, that's ridiculous. I'm not sure if it will. That'd be interesting if it would get VR support, but then again, if you're doing that, you might as well just run the PC game. Because chances are, if you're running that, if there's a game that, hey, you want this to run with VR support, you might as well just get the PC version. Anyways, that's still a pretty neat feature. So, where do you see VR coming? I believe there are a couple of, what is it? There are a couple of VR headsets coming out, or being worked on, whatever it is. It seems like it's starting to really come back. It's starting to be done the right way, and that's pretty cool. I, on the other hand, am not interested in VR. I just would rather play my game. It's not for how I can turn my head, and that will also simulate turning the control stick. I would rather just play the game. It's nothing against people who like VR, it's not my thing. If you do plan on getting one, please make sure that your PC specs are following the recommended specs that is set here, like a NVIDIA GTX 970 or an AMD R9 290 equivalent or higher for a graphics card, Intel i5 4590 equivalent or greater for a processor, 8 gigabytes or more of RAM for memory. Output compatible 1.3 HDMI video output, so basically, I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's just HDMI output, that's a specific kind. Input 3 USB ports plus one USB 2 port. Operating system Windows 7, 64-bit or higher. If you follow, if that is, if yours is that or higher, you will have no problem running this thing. There's also a compatibility tool that will also detect whether or not your computer is more than capable of running it, so be sure to go onto their website if you do plan on getting one. And if you don't plan on getting one, and if you're on the fence about it and you're not sure how your computer is going to go up against it, use this tool. It will tell you. So 2016, it's going to start off with Oculus, I guess, or about 3 months in. Next story, Rise of the Tomb Raider. This is actually a small one because I actually do like Rise of the I like Tomb Raider, the Crystal Dynamics Tomb Raider, because that is actually a game, probably the last game I passed in 2015. When I talked about it last week on last week's episode, that was the very last game I completed the story for. I didn't complete the game itself because I say complete as in 100%. I completed the story, which I passed it at 70%. It was a fun game. It was pretty cool. So, Rise of the Tomb Raider will be coming to Windows. Windows 10? Really? Oh, Windows 10 and Steam. It will be arriving to those platforms on January 28th. And it's going to have 4K resolution support. So, if you have a monitor that supports that, there you go. Digital version through Steam, Windows, and Amazon and Square Enix Store. You'll be able to receive it'll be available on those, and then you can go to your local retailer and purchase a standard edition, which will be in physical disc. So digital download probably $50 bucks. Physical version, $60 bucks. Digital Deluxe, which will come with the Season Pass, which is $90. And Rise of the Tomb Raider Collector's Edition, which includes a Digital Deluxe version of the game, 12-inch Lara Croft statue, replicas of Lara's journal and Jade's necklace, a steel case, all of that will be available from the Square Enix store for $150. So, it's basically the same thing as what came out on Xbox One. January 28th, if you don't have it and you're just waiting for it to go to other consoles, there you go. And maybe it'll come out on PS4, who knows. Gotta give everybody some Tomb Raider. And this one is probably the coolest thing I've ever heard of in recent time, in recent memory. The coolest thing, and it's gonna kind of tie into the topic for this week's podcast. Recently, a University of Colorado engineering student, actually, yeah, I did say that right. University of Colorado engineering student Terry Garrett, oh god, that was horrible. Terry Garrett completed The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, which he started in 2011. However, you might be thinking, that's a long time. Or, I've already heard this story, but we're going to go with the first one. Well, Mr. Garrett is blind. And there are videos do exist online of how he achieved this. Like, he had two speakers. Basically, one video was showing how his setup was. He was using what looks like an Xbox 360 controller on an emulator, which I'm okay with that. Uses the keyboard so that way he can use save states. You know what? That's totally fine. The interesting thing is how he goes about it. He basically listens for every single thing. If he uses his sword and he hits something that sounds like a wall, he knows to either move to the left, move to the right. If he hits the door, then that's when he knows to go through. It's actually pretty cool to see how he does this, and I'm pretty sure this is like, of course, that's exactly the best possible way to go through that. But it's still pretty neat to see. On January 2nd, so basically a little bit after the podcast, well, actually the day I recorded last week's podcast, a video went up showing how he defeated this game, the very last part of the game where you, right after you defeat Ganondorf, and then you're supposed to escape the castle to fight Ganon, shows how he does this. And this is probably the coolest achievement I have seen in gaming through video, or the coolest thing I've ever seen. So that was basically the reason why I wanted to share this story. I'm pretty sure everyone's heard it already. I just wanted to bring this up because I feel that the flow of positivity should go through everyone, and this is how we're going to do this. I want you to know, and this is going to be for the topic. I want you to know, or I want to know. I'm a little shaky at this because I get to share what I've recently done. What is your greatest gaming achievement or achievements? It can be one, it can be many. What are they? Let me know. And well, one of them is that I played against a certain person in Killer Instinct recently. Actually, right before this recording, I was on Tom the Iron Man's live stream for G1 Game Days. It's a whole thing that I have to go over another time. Basically, a G1 is someone who goes on ScrewAttack.com, or is a user / fan of ScrewAttack.com, and they got together, did like a game day for all the G1s who want to show up, watch the stream, and show up and do some battle, have a couple fights in the stream, like in Killer Instinct or whatever game they play. And one of them was streamed on Tom the Iron Man's Twitch TV channel, which is twitch.tv/Tom the Iron Man. Dude's amazing. Check him out. Follow. He does streaming a lot, and it's a lot of fun to be there and just really see how he goes against these games and how much he interacts with the people who are in the chat as well. Anyways, this person I went up against was really good at the game. In other words, compared to me, he just annihilated me. The one time I went up against him, when I went up against him the first time. But on the second time, I don't know what it was. I think I just got a bunch of lucky hits in. I managed to, as Jago, anytime I was knocked down, I got up. Like, I was getting combo breakers, which I would never think I could ever get against people because I'm horrible at the game. I was also getting, I was recovering with uppercuts. I was getting some good combos in. I think I got a special or two in. Unfortunately, this is where the achievement ends, because as soon as that happened, I was getting knocked down. He was using Riptor. When he knocks me down, shoots fire to where I'm standing. Normally, my counter for that is to immediately go for an uppercut, because it worked twice or 3 times or 4 times, whatever it was. After that, when it got near his health going almost all the way down, I started panicking. I couldn't do the special anymore. I couldn't do the uppercut anymore, which really, really sucked, because then he just continued to destroy me, and I couldn't recover from that. But the achievement that I had was from not even knocking him down once to nearly defeating him. That's how much I improved in 4 games. We went into rotation a couple times, and I was actually kicked out once. But we went into rotation, I think because I started to panic. So yeah, that's one, and probably the one that I have over a lot of people I know. Out of my brothers, out of the friends that I have, I'm the only one who's actually gone through Sonic the Hedgehog 06. That may change, who knows, but I'm just going to say this. I know there are a lot of things I could defend about the game, but there are just some things you cannot defend. The bugs, how horrible some of the mechanics are, especially when you get to the bubble area as Silver. It is so horrible. Oh, and also the mock sections suck as well. The final boss is actually much easier than I expected, but I got through that with an S rank on the final boss, and that just made my night, because it was like, I didn't know whether to be happy, to be sad, or just, I don't know, may have needed to require some therapy for that. So yeah, I've passed Sonic 06. That's a trophy I never want to hang up, except for now. So yes, that's basically what I wanted to know. I want to know, what are your greatest gaming achievements? Is it being able to perform a certain glitch, like the minus world glitch, which I've been able to do as well? I've actually been able to do it on video. Unfortunately, that video is no longer up because Nintendo decided to take part of my, or to find the underwater theme and use that as, and basically there's a copyright claim on it, and I can't remove the song. That's really annoying. I don't think there's any other gaming achievements. I guess shiny Pokemon count as well, if you do not use, what am I trying to say? Ums and uhs. If you don't try using the Masuda method or any other kind of special method to ensure that for sure eventually you will get that shiny Pokemon, if it's actually a random chance, like I've gotten plenty of Pokemon through that. I've gotten a shiny Golem, I've gotten shiny Geodude back in Pokemon Gold. Just by wandering around the rock tunnel and finding it, catching it, and it was mine for a while until that game disappeared. Yeah, I'm really sad about that. Or just getting a shiny Smoochum from Pokemon Crystal, because there is, in the Japanese games, there was a there was a 50% chance of getting the shiny Pokemon from that hatched Pokemon, from the hatched egg that was from the daycare couple, and in the international versions, it got dropped down to 18, so that was the very first one I opened up. It was a Smoochum. I didn't use the Smoochum that much, but it was awesome that I had the shiny Pokemon. Other things is the fact that I've been able to catch Pokemon with a Great Ball or a Pokeball, or one of the Pokemon in Pokemon White 2, which is actually a game I'm currently playing right now. Virizion, or whatever it's called. One of them, I caught it on my first attempt. Same thing with Mewtwo and Pokemon Y. First attempt, I caught it. And who knows? In time, maybe Pokemon Outlaw Nuzlocke will be my next gaming achievement. Who knows? So anyways, I apologize in advance if this is kind of a really shorter episode, Ramble Scramble, but there are a few things that I can't control that really need to be taken, and if I really want to record this and get it out by the day that this is supposed to go live, which is Mondays, the shorter episode is more than required. So, as always, thank you guys so much for listening to the Ramble Scramble. I am your host, Frank the GaminTank, and if you want to be kept up on anything regarding this channel, feel free to subscribe. Or if you want to take this on the go, there's always an audio version in the description below. And if it's not there, it is on the YouTube video itself, in the YouTube link. So on that page, it will be in the description always. And if you want to catch up on social media, or you want to request certain topics for the podcast, or whatever it is you want, Facebook.com/GaminTank, Twitter.com/GaminTank, whatever your preference is. And if you really use Google Plus or anything, I am willing to use those as well. They're in the channel thing. And also one more thing. It is 5 years. 5 years since I started my channel. I'm gonna do something for it. Eventually. No, I'll do it sometime within the next week or so, and then I'll get it out. I'll get it out as soon as I can. But I also want to try and work on Metroid Fusion, because that one I really need to do, because that is going to stick with me if I don't finish it. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I know I'm kind of rambling on near the end of this, but hey, that's the name of the show. Welcome to the Ramble Scramble, although this is the end of it. Thank you for listening to the Ramble Scramble podcast here on youtube.com/GaminTank. Goodbye.